Hey folks, welcome back to the Digital Dive, and today we're taking a look at the demo for The Secret of Weepstone. And this demo is available on Steam. This game is not playable on the Steam Deck. It does require mouse and keyboard, but it is a pretty simple game to play. And I think this game will highly appeal to fans of OSR-style tabletop RPGs, especially something like Dungeon Crawl Classics or old, even Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, and you'll see some really cool nostalgia bait in this video today. So I'm going to just start a new game. We'll play through a few minutes, maybe 15-20 minutes or so of the demo, and then you can check it out after that on your own. When we start a new game here, I am going to let the opening video play because I think it's pretty cool. It's got some good music, and the voice acting in this game is surprisingly good. So hey, let's get to it.
Nestled in the shadow of its imposing, now abandoned keep, sits the dwindling riverside village of Weepstone. But things were not always so. For in times gone by, a man from the east, known only as Raal, grew to power, waging a relentless campaign westward. After crossing the mountains into the kingdom of Talesworth, he established his seat of power and constructed a stronghold from which to oversee his lands. He called this stronghold Weepstone Keep. Many wondered what compelled this mysterious and seemingly unstoppable warrior to end his bloody campaign in this place. But the years were good to Weepstone and its people, their harvests unfailingly robust, and their industries the envy of neighbors both near and far. However, Raal would not live forever, and upon his death, his lands passed to his eldest son, Byron, and thus began the troubled times. Long past are the seasons of plenty for Weepstone and its people, whose fields now sit barren, the people forsaken by the good fortunes they once took for granted. To the astonishment of many, Byron abandoned Weepstone Keep for a modest manor on a hill near the town, and forbade anyone to return to its halls. Now the town barely survives, mostly as an unwelcome stop along a trade route used by merchants too impatient to travel the hospitable roads of the south. Only the trapped or the desperate continue to call this bleak place their home. Our story begins here, on a night of ill omen, as the people of Weepstone have been called to the tavern for reasons unknown.
Good people of Weepstone, I've summoned you here to discuss a matter of grave importance. My brother and your lord, Byron, has fallen ill. He is rarely conscious. His nights are fraught with fevered dreams and terrible nightmares. The healers know not what ails him. In his half-waking state, he mumbles incoherently of Weepstone Keep, the castle that our father built, our childhood home. I can only hope that it is there where answers may lie. Are there any among you willing to delve into that forsaken place to find the source of Byron's torment? I will not lie. There is undoubtedly great danger waiting for any who venture there, in the form of both man and beast. While the keep and its contents have been forbidden since our exile, I hereby decree that any brave enough to take on this task may enter, explore, and importantly, keep what they may find within its walls.
Okay, so Oswald has given us our quest here.
Who among you will take up this duty? I need 6 volunteers. Please, I would rather not have my hand forced to choose.
And now we have to pick our party of adventurers, or maybe doomed adventurers. So these are all the characters we can pick, and some of them are not selectable in this demo version, but if you select on them, you can see a little bit about them, and as you will see, it says their future class. So like a funnel adventure in Dungeon Crawl Classics, when you start the game, your heroes, your adventurers, I should say, are just kind of normal people, and if they survive or if they level up, then they will become that particular class. So we have a couple thieves here, we have the kid, and we have Starla Beverly. Oh, actually, she's an elf there. So let's select both of them here. And the little flame above their heads shows us that we have selected them.
It is beyond me to make this choice. This path has already been chosen for me.
They have a little bit of dialogue when we do select them. This guy, his fighter, he's kind of funny here. His dialogue.
Okay. What's the key?
Kind of a dumb fighter. That's cool. We'll definitely want to take in a cleric.
I'll go. I'm not as young as I once was, but maybe my years at the keep will be of some help.
Where you go, I go. I love.
So they come as a pair. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's take Ray Wyatt here, future class dwarf.
I said I would stick to plows and horseshoes. But I still know how to swing a hammer. I'll go.
Okay, so we have our party. So let's journey to the keep. And oh man, just
so
look at
the
that.
unlikely party set out
That's
for the keep.
amazing.
Arriving
They
at the
totally
gates
nailed that
just
old
as
kind
the
of
evening light
AD&D and
began to
DCC
fade.
look here. There's the adventure module. And yeah, this game is so great. I love the black and white art. It does remind me a lot of maybe some fighting fantasy game books. And there's some cool kind of point and click adventure elements. Reminds me a little bit of those kind of old Mac Classic adventure games like Uninvited Guest or Shadowgate or something like that. Okay, so we are in the dungeon now. One of the things you want to keep track of is on your characters, you can organize how they are in a party. So like some of the wizardry games or Bard's Tale or Might and Magic, they fight in rank. So we have our first rank here and then our second rank. And people in the second or third rank, because you can have up to 9 characters in your party, I believe, they can only attack with ranged weapons. So let's see what we have here. We have Ray Wyatt, Tatum Harlow, Starla Beverly, Della Graham, Egbert Graham, and the Kid. And if we take a look at our inventory, we can see what kind of weapon they have. So the Kid has this teddy bear, which is a melee weapon. Ray Wyatt has a blacksmith's hammer, so that's good in the first rank there. Tatum Harlow has a rusty dagger, so that's good. Starla Beverly has a heritage short sword. And then Della, she has a sling, so she can attack from the back rank. And Egbert Graham has a hatchet, so he can't. So we need to try to possibly find some ranged weapons for these two fellas here. And you can move them by having them switch places. So we'll keep them like that for now. But yeah, let's start exploring. And here's some of the point and click adventure elements. Pretty simple, but it's kind of cool. Okay, so we have this stone statue.
One can only assume the formidable visage on this statue is Rahl himself. The left hand holds a small shield, while the right hand holds a lion-headed scepter.
Okay. So the Kid is in charge right now. But let's switch that to Ray Wyatt. We can do nothing, or we can try moving the arm. Let's try moving the arm.
The arm seems to be designed to act as a lever, and is already in the down position.
Okay, so we can't do anything there, so we'll do nothing. Now over here, we see that we have a scepter. So the lion scepter. A metal scepter that calls to mind the Real family crest. It looks like it belongs to something. All right, so let's pick that up. The inventory is shared throughout the entire party, so you don't need to worry about individual inventories there. And yes, as we can see, this statue is missing its scepter.
One can only assume the formidable visage on this statue is Rahl himself. There seems to be something missing from this statue's hand, as though it's meant to grip an object.
Okay, so pull arm, use an item, search for traps, or do nothing. So as you can see, search for traps, it says a 30%. So this uses kind of a D100 system in order for stat tests. So Ray here, he has a 30%, Tatum a 30%, Starla 30, Della 40, Egbert 30, and the Kid 30. So let's have Della here search for traps. Okay, when interacting with objects, you can change which character is doing the interacting. Okay, and we'll switch back there. And now we're going to roll our D100. Ability tests are based on a character attribute such as wisdom or strength. The character must roll under a percentage based on the difficulty for the check. For example, if there's a 30% chance, they must roll a 30 or less. Sometimes the roll is done in private by the dungeon master, so the player will not know if they succeed or have failed. Okay, let's see what we get. Cleverly concealed within the mechanism is a needle trap, waiting to prick the careless. It is now safely disarmed. All right, good job. Okay, so now let's use an item. I'll select this and we'll place that in his hand.
The scepter snaps into place with a satisfying click.
Excellent. And now we can pull the arm. And we won't set off the trap because we successfully disarmed it. And what did we find behind the portcullis here? A small healing potion. Okay, the small vial filled with a crimson liquid faintly glows. When consumed, it restores 1 to 6 hit points. We definitely want that. Some items, such as potions and scrolls, are expendable. To use them, right-click in your inventory and select Use. Okay, so we don't need to use that right now. So let's continue. So we have 2 paths here to go down. And let's do the left hand. And in all good dungeon crawls, it's good to pick a hand and stick to the wall. So we'll do left hand strats, I guess. So stay to the left. Press M to see the map. Now this is super cool. I love the map. It opens up in a module, and we can see that old kind of blue paper there for the blue graph paper for the old like Advanced Dungeons and Dragons modules. Just so cool, man. They just absolutely nailed the atmosphere and theme of this game. They know who their target audience is for sure. Okay, so let's continue to explore here. And just that black and white art is so cool. It's so stylistic. I love it. Continue down the left path, and hey, let's go into this door and see what there is.
Spartan beds and matching foot chests hint at this room's use as a barrack of some kind. The ravages of looters and time have been unkind, leaving it in shambles. A makeshift structure built from bed frames dominates the rear of the chamber.
I also love that, we're in room 4, and our DM there, he read us the description of room 4. Man, that's so cool. Okay, so over here is a spear. So we can get this spear and we can give it to one of our 2 party members in the back who doesn't have a ranged weapon. And with a spear, they can have reach. So let's see, a rusty spear, damage 1d6 minus 1. A rusty excuse for a weapon. The point end isn't so pointy. So let's pick that up. And now let's give that to Egbert Graham. Okay, so now he's armed with a weapon that he can use from the back there. And then we also find this Morning Star. Damage 1d6. A brutal spiked club used both to bludgeon and stick. Let's pick that up. And that's definitely better. Let's see. The Blacksmith's Hammer 1d4 damage. Tatum here. He's the village idiot. He's got a 1d4 minus 1. So let's give the Morning Star here to Tatum. And nothing else here. Okay, we do have a couple basic chests. And we find a sling. Excellent. So now we can arm our final member here in the back line that doesn't have the kid here, the street urchin, who has a teddy bear. He's not going to be fighting with a teddy bear any longer. We now have a sling. So all 6 of our party members can attack now in combat. That is excellent. Okay, let's check this chest here. And nothing. I wonder what's behind this makeshift wall here. Surprise,
the sound
surprise.
Of small boots disturbs the quiet of the room as small figures burst forth from the haphazard barricade. They brandish crude weapons and seem particularly intent on defending their hideout.
So they've made a little fort there. Okay, so now we're going into combat. Combat's relatively simple. It's a D20 system with a target number. You have to meet or beat the armor class, and then you roll for damage. So first we will roll initiative to see who goes first. Your dice are black and the enemy's dice are green. So a 5 to 3. So we'll go first here. Your party is arranged in up to 3 rows, front, middle, and back. Characters using melee weapons can only attack enemies directly in front of them. Ranged reach weapons, such as spears, can attack up to 2 rows away, and ranged weapons can attack at any distance. So we can click our melee weapon, and now we can click a goblin to fight. Okay, so now choose an enemy and roll a d20. The result must be higher than, I think it's equal to or higher, because they do say equal to or higher later, and that's usually how it is, especially in these kinds of games. Some modifiers may be added, such as strength or weapon bonus. So we rolled an 18, plus 1 strength, 19 to hit. And we did 4 plus 1 damage, 5 damage. Excellent. So they only have probably 5 hit points, maybe 4. You can also double click an enemy to attack. So let's go ahead and have Tatum Harlow here with his Morning Star. And a 12, that should hit. Excellent. And ooh, not too bad, but we still get a plus 1. So he's badly hurt. We'll have Starla follow up and hopefully get the killing blow. Ooh, a 1. Terrible. Critical miss. I think I might take some damage there. Maybe not. Although this character is not in the front row, they have a weapon equipped that can strike enemies from a distance. Yes, we have our sling. And a 12, that should hit. Plus 3 dex. Wow, that's great. And 4. Dead. Okay, nice. It would be nice if we could get rid of at least 3. Let's go over here to this guy with the spear here. 14, that should hit. Minus 1 to that. And 4 damage. Minus 1 is 3. Okay, come on, Della. A 4. Nope, that's going to miss. Okay, so now we're going to take our attacks here. So attack rolls must meet or exceed the defenders. Yeah, so they do say meet or exceed here. So they may want to fix that tooltip. So these are goblins. They will attack us now. A 13. That'll hit her AC of 10. 0 damage, though. Nice. Okay, the second goblin here. A 2. That should miss. AC of 12. And now they'll probably attack Tatum with the 5. All right, so all 3 of them missed. Nice. So these are actually randomized rolls because I have played through this demo a couple times and things have gone different. Okay, let's see. Near death. Take him out, hopefully. No, a 4. Plus 1. 5 is a miss. All right, come on, Tatum. Oh my gosh. Yes, these are randomized rolls and I'm rolling quite poorly now. Magic scroll. So now the DM is going to give us a secret magic scroll. Your party members start with an unskilled level 0 common folk. Their true class and abilities remain dormant until they reach level 1. However, since this character has arcane potential, L for magic user, they can use arcane scrolls at level 0. Alright, so let's go ahead and use this magic missile. And 3 damage. Magic missiles automatically hit. Don't have to roll to attack. Okay, so let's take the sling on this guy here. Oh, come on. Not doing too well here. Come on, Edward. Do something good here. A 2. Wow, okay. This is a poor round of combat for sure. And finally, the sling attack. There we go. Finally got a hit there. And like 2 points of damage, I guess. 1 point. Okay. Well, hopefully they'll roll as poorly. And no, they're not. Ooh, ouch. Okay, so Tatum is already at 3 points of damage. They only have 6 hit points. Okay, come on. We got to do better than we did last time. That is a hit. Barely, I think. 2 points of damage. All right. Come on, Tatum. Let's get some revenge here. And there we go. He should be dead. Okay, Starla here with an 11. That'll hit. And big damage. Come on. There we go. Alright, so we have 75 XP, 46 gold, and 121 XP total. Nice. Let's see what they were protecting back here. Anything worth looting? Let's see what's in this chest. And a +1 dagger, so that'll do 1d4 plus 1 damage. So is that better than anything else? Let's see, 1d4 damage, the Morning Star, and 1d6. What was that, 1d4? Let's give Ray the special dagger there. Okay, so now we can get out of here. This is pretty cool. When you come into this corner, we hear some buzzing flies. There's no secrets or anything. There is this switch here.
A grinding noise, followed by the sound of metal scraping on stone, echoes from deep within the keep.
Okay, so we opened up some kind of door somewhere. We won't go there yet. Let's continue along our left-hand path here. The flies.
Foul odor pervades this place. A smell so heinous it is beyond description. A sitting board runs the length of the far wall, with 3 openings. Despite the buzzing flies, you hear the faintest sound of rushing water that seems to be coming from the farthest hole.
Okay, a nice, smelly, gruesome latrine. Let's investigate the toilets.
Your guts roil. Your eyes water. Whatever faith you have is tested by the putrid fumes that waft from this unholy maw. Shockingly, the latrine is not only quite full, but its contents are surprisingly fresh. A glint of gold sits just out of reach, atop the muck.
Ooh, a glint of gold. Can we toss in a rock? Splat. Now, I already know what's down this hole, so I think that the kid is, he's very attracted to that glint of gold. So let's send the kid in and see what he finds. Disgusting.
You sift blindly through horrors within, and to your surprise, you retrieve what feels like a ring.
Gross. Disgusting.
You emerge from the hole, smelling foul and feeling quite ill. Let us see if you are poisoned.
The poison roll. Whoops.
Let's just say that you're poisoned.
That's great. I love it. Okay, so I took a point of poison damage, but I did get a ring of regeneration. A brass ring emitting a soft green glow heals the wearer for 1d 4 HP when combat ends. I'm going to pick that up, and I think the kid deserves that for diving into the toilet there. Anything in this toilet?
As you approach the middle latrine, you are blasted by an odor beyond words. You have no choice but to back away.
Okay, let's back away. And now this final toilet. What's in here?
Peering into the opening shows a drop that leads out of sight and into absolute darkness, farther than any sane person would attempt to climb, unless, of course, they wished for certain death. You hear the sound of rushing water coming from below.
Okay, so I know what's going to happen, so I just want to open up my character sheet real quick. And I'm going to remove Tatum's Morning Star here, because we're going to send Tatum into the hole here.
Peering into the opening shows a...
Go on, Tatum. The village idiot.
The party calls down in desperation, but they receive no reply.
Okay, so this is pretty cool here. So Tatum has died, but untimely death is not unusual, of course, especially if you're used to DCC in the lands of Weepstone. And believe it or not, it's not all bad. Mortal favors. When the people of Weepstone die, they convey otherworldly boons called mortal favors upon their friends and loved ones. Each character has a unique mortal favor. They vary wildly, and little is known of their origin or cause. So Tatum, Harlow, Rip, plunge 70 yards into a subterranean river. And we now have omniscience, and this is a mortal flavor. In Tatum's last moment, his allies fear their perception, or they feel their perception supernaturally expand in an instant. Boundless knowledge bursts forth like a torch burning away in inky darkness. All secrets rolled are now rolled visibly, and adjacent rooms are mapped through the walls. Interesting. So every time a character dies, we get some kind of boon. That is awesome. I love that idea. I would love to see that utilized in some of the tabletop RPGs that I play. So now we do have a dead character, and let's go ahead and let's see here. I don't think we need to move anybody up, although it might be beneficial here. Let's see, 1d6 minus 1, 1d6. Yeah, let's go ahead and give Egbert the Morning Star. Let's move them up. We still are walking around with Tatum's body, and we might be able to find something interesting to do with it. And let's see, 1d4, 1d6. Let's go ahead and give Della the spear there. That's a little bit better than the sling. Okay, so let's continue exploring. I think we've reached that dead end. Let's see if we have any... Ooh, what's that? It looks like... Is that some kind of secret passage, or is that just through this door here? Let's go check out this door here.
This door is wedged shut by the damp and refuses to open despite your best efforts.
Let's see, we can hack it down. We can barrel into it with strength. We can use Tatum's corpse as a battling ram, or we can do nothing. Let's try to hack it down.
Your weapons and inexperience do little to harm the stout door.
All right, well, you know what? Tatum didn't die for nothing, so let's go ahead and use his corpse as a battering ram. I love this. All right, thank you, Tatum.
Though humble, these quarters were clearly reserved for a captain or leader of the keep's guard. The contents of this room appear mostly untouched over the years, as various papers and a book sit undisturbed upon a wooden desk.
Okay, let's see what's in this book here. Anything else we can interact with in the room? I love that it highlights in blue, so you don't have to do pixel hunting like old adventure games.
My thoughts of late are greatly troubled, and my faith in our Lord falters. That priestess, Lorona, and her jealously guarded activities beneath the keep bring me great concern. If the captain of his lord's guard is not permitted to venture below to the Undercroft, one can only imagine why.
So the mystery deepens. We have a scroll of lightning. Excellent. That should come in handy in combat there. All right, let's continue to explore a little more. It looks like we've done everything. Yes, we have done everything here. Okay, so this corridor is finished. Let's continue on our left-hand path here. And left-hand path. Where are we at now? Okay, so we only have one door here. Let's explore one more room in this video.
This door is not locked, but it refuses all attempts to open it.
Can we hear anything behind the door?
Sounds come from beyond the door.
No. Let's try to break it down here.
You attack the door, but fail to cause any significant damage.
Okay, so there must be some kind of hidden switch or something, or maybe we come at that door from the other side. Actually, I do want to get to one more room here. So if we go down this corridor here, there will be a blocked path.
The party lifts with their combined might, but can do little to move the steel portcullis. There must be another way.
Okay, can we find the other way? So let's go ahead and enter this room here. Oh man, that's so cool.
This stately but smaller hall seems to have served as a gallery of sorts. Crumbled detritus of carved busts and toppled plinths lie in shambles across the floor. The only remnants that hint at the original grandeur of this place are the large tapestries that still hang on the opposing walls, dominating the space.
I mean, yeah, just look at this room, man. They just absolutely nailed the atmosphere and vibe of this game. This is so cool. And we have these large murals that we can investigate. Maybe we can learn something.
Before you spans a great mural dominating the entire stretch of wall. A man, most likely Rahl himself, sits astride his great warhorse. He brandishes an outstretched sword at the body of a fallen foe, flanked by his imposing host.
So that was the western mural. Let's go ahead and take a look at the eastern mural here. Man, look at that. Man, can't you just imagine this drawing in like DCC RPG or something? Or like Scarlet Heroes?
Depicted in the mural that spans the length of this side of the hall is the silhouette of a man standing in front of what looks like a calm pool of water. Though at first it appears to be merely a pool in a cavern, the exacting geometric carvings that decorate the hewn stone walls are of unsettling design.
The descriptions are so well written, and the voice acting is just fantastic. But yeah, I think we'll stop this demo today. I want to let you guys play through the demo on your own. There's quite a bit more to it, and some really cool things to discover. And yeah, the demo's free, so yeah, just check it out. I'm very, very excited for the full release of this game. I think it is going to be awesome, and it might be one. Maybe I do a full playthrough on the channel because, man, does this ever fit into the dungeon dive? And this is, really exactly the kind of video game that I am so happy to be able to cover on the channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look at Secret of Weepstone. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.